On Light Skin Television, we got Thesaurus today, man, down here in the A, you know what I mean, off of West End, you know what I mean?
Good to be here.
Smack you all around, you here, bro.
Insane.
Yeah.
It's been insane.
But you knew you'd be here at some point.
Eventually, I feel like I was always going to happen eventually.
Right.
It's just a matter of when. And
Right.
I really am like happy with the way it came together. It was like I was given a really dope challenge of an opponent, but it's not like this overwhelming, daunting task of like 3-4 minute rounds against a twerk or a surf. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good, respectable opponent who I know is like, he's a super underrated writer and angler. And I feel like when I battle people, I tend to like bring the best out of them. I think today was another example of that. He was going crazy. He had so many like original Thesaurus flips. I mean, I couldn't be happier, you know. I wish I would have been 1000% perfect, but that's always the case. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
The coin toss like work in your favor or
probably against me. I was hoping not to go first. Right. But I mean, it's like a big moment. It's a lot of like months upon years of pent up waiting for the moment, you know what I'm saying? So like wanting every word to be as perfect as can be, obviously, but you know, I'm so happy with how things came out. I've been getting so much love all day.
That's a fact.
I get to do commentary tomorrow.
Man, they love you, bro.
I appreciate it.
They love you, man. You done faced everyone you're supposed to face, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know. Still got some crazy ones on the way too.
I'm an old head. Can we take it back a quarter century?
Oh, of course.
I'll be 53 this year.
Wow, no way. I would have never guessed. I would have thought you were my age.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm from the New Music Seminar area.
Where?
I'm from the out on the street, you know what I mean? It picks up when it picks up.
That's where I came
up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
You started on beat as far as on cam.
Yeah.
On cam. Could you tell us about those times? Late 90s.
Man, that was my bread and butter. Like, I graduated high school in 99, so I really started freestyling and like actively freestyling 98, my junior year.
Okay.
And my hometown, I grew up in a real small town, just like right next to Pebble Beach in California. Okay. Real small town, but we had a local thing every week called Freestyle Friday. And I used to just go and watch, and homies of mine would absolutely kill it. And I was like, damn, that's insane.
So you would scope it up, you see the boys, and be like,
and I can do this. I was sort of like, you know, one day I'm going to show up there. Right. So then the thing sort of picked up momentum. Eventually a local coffee shop was like, yo, if you guys have like turntables, we'll host it every Friday for you and make it a thing. So the first one that they had at the coffee shop, it was like the big inaugural event, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, all right, it's time to give this thing a shot, and legit like shut the building down.
Yo, you killed
and
it
my
like
boy,
that, bro?
like my boy who is still one of my best friends to this day, was the guy who I like looked up to the most of the time, my boy Steve. He pulls me aside after I finish, and he's just like, bruh, what have you been waiting for?
Right.
I was trying to make sure I was as good as you know? And he's like,
in your late teens at
exactly.
the time,
I was like, 17, 18. And he was
like,
he's like, you need to get into battles. Like, you're punching like this, you need to be in battles. So started seeking out low-key shit in California. Then like the 8 Mile boom took place. And then all of a sudden venues are throwing tournament events every single week, you know? So I was just driving up to any city I could where I could throw my name in the ring. Right. If it justified, like I could turn a profit off gas money and for what the prize is.
Flip it, you know what I mean?
That's how I started driving to everything, and then eventually getting into the bigger shit, the scribbles, the
Scribble
WRC
jam
shit,
and all the good shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, tell us about that experience right there.
Man.
Like, okay, now how do they go about picking the MCs? Did y'all like sign up? Were they looking at different regions? It was all over the place.
So it was based in Cincy, but they did regional prelims around the country.
We're talking about Scribble right now?
Exactly, yeah.
So it started out as I remember the Scribble joint started out as a turntables.
Yeah.
Because you know I was trying to be in the East Coast. You know what I mean? They was checking us out at the
fuck, Yo Dub?
No. Shit.
Greek pick. Oh, word. Wow.
West Philly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's dope.
Cash Money was out there. Tap Money was out there. It was like a million of us.
Insane.
And then we knew of DJ Scribble. He made mixtapes. Yep. We made mixtapes. You know what I mean? I was DJ Super Guy back then. But they was approaching all the turntables like, yeah, you want to be in the Scribble? We didn't understand what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't Scribble. It was some people coming at us. Then after it really took off years later, it's like, I wish I was in that.
Yeah.
That was the first official joint.
So then it went to like 97 or something.
Right, yeah. We're talking mid-90s. So then it went to the MC.
And it started with DJing, then they added breakers and MCs and beatboxing. And then they have there was like a graffiti. I mean,
There was a couple cats that was nice.
The winners were always
the winners
good.
was nice. But
my boy Scott Jackson won it. He's a
Scott
Canadian.
nice.
Very
Scott nice. You know what I mean? Kenny Muhammad, all
yeah. And then they had like like an open graffiti pit where crews would come and collab. It was super fire.
So that was not on no competition shit, just the writers.
Exactly.
Was just doing their thing.
Yeah. So they tried to make it basically about all of the elements once it became like a cohesive event.
Right.
And then they would have a tournament battle for every element, basically. It was fucking.
That was the best thing in hip hop.
It was insane.
Ever.
Yeah.
Because it unified all the elements.
Exactly.
And it gave all the B-boys, the graph writers, you know what I mean, the turntablists, that name that they needed, and we were co-interacting with each other.
And like interacting with like our peers who we looked up to at the time, like the headliners they
and
would
they brought the magazines out.
You know, man, like
you know what I mean? A lot of them cheesy magazines that really didn't cover the underground, they had to
be there. Yeah, it was wild. Getting to share a stage with guys like Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. Everyone in Rhyme Sayers.
Would you tell them that had to be the best era? Probably in between 97 and 2001, you think?
Probably.
Because we was all unified.
That was like early on for me, though. I would probably be a little more biased towards like 05, 06, just because that's where I started going on.
Would you say the internet helped that too?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. YouTube changed everything. No question.
What if we had internet 90s and 80s?
Bro. M would be 100x.
There would be a lot of people that might not even be here.
Big L
the
would have been
rocking,
something different. Man, like it would have changed so many people's lives.
It would change a lot,
I mean, it changed everything as soon as YouTube became a real thing, and we started figuring out like, oh, this is a platform on its own where we can actually now monetize and sort of start feeding the events and shit. Like, and that's when it really became like, battlers can now get paid as artists instead of winner take all, you know? Because it was always winner take all.
I remember Blaze Battle.
Stressful, man.
They had a Blaze Battle heat in Philly in 97. I think that's the joint where Slang Tongue battled my homeboy As Is, who was down with the Nut House, Final Them Records. And I thought As Is beat him, but it was so many, like Rod Digger and all them was there, and Slang Tongue, you know, he had the outsiders out there, so it's like he brought half a jersey to Philly, and that's when I realized what gas was. That was like the first gas. Them Blaze battles, you had to pay to get in it. Then you'll win something if you win, and then you get in the magazine and you got a belt. But like, do you think that was a cheesy era, or was that like something we had to have to figure it out?
Yeah, I think it was necessary. Okay. It definitely was. And that like laid the groundwork for a lot of guys like me and shit. Like guys like Idea. That set the blueprint. Like that was when I was like, oh shit, I could probably try to do this.
Right.
I feel like I can punch
real
like
question.
that.
Y'all was watching on the West. Y'all was checking it out.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Blaze was like, Idea was the dude at the time. Yeah. And then I remember the MTV did like their Def Jam shit in 2000.
They did.
I remember Marv was on that.
Marv 1 was on the joint.
Rain was the one that Rain Man won, the first one. And shout out to Rain. Obviously, he's absolutely killing shit now as RJ Payne.
Strike Money from Detroit. He was in the movie with I think he was the first person who battled Eminem.
Word. Yeah, Marv battled him in the deleted scenes.
He was in the deleted scenes. Strike was in the joint though.
Oh wow.
Strike is now working for BET, and he's also a director and producer of movies out here in Atlanta.
For him.
And he works with all them little Boosie Badass movies.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so you know when I saw him, I'm like, yo, wasn't you in 8 Mile? You was a battle rapper in Detroit. He was like, yo, I was one of the original battle rappers.
That's fire.
Early to mid to late 90s. Yeah, that type of shit. So there's definitely, man, a lot of people think the history of battle rap started less than 20 years ago.
Yeah, people think it started at YouTube.
No. The battle rap has always been around.
Man. House Party, you know
but like you said, the internet made it more prevalent because we can document shit. You know what I mean? We got VHS tapes that people lost.
Exactly. Yeah, you know like my first ever YouTube footage that got uploaded was a rip off of VHS. Like, shit. It's crazy. That's wild. Some like O2 footage type shit. So crazy.
Was there ever a point in your career where you felt not appreciated enough?
No, not really. No. Okay. I feel like I've always gotten like such crazy love. I've like Ilmac was talking about it recently, saying like there was a point in time where it was kind of cool to downplay you, and I was like, honestly, I never felt it. If that existed, it could have.
You wasn't emotional enough.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, like
you kind of.
My fan base. Am I speaking
for you when I say you about to say what I'm saying up there? You knew you was a pioneer, so you knew you had a special job.
You know, like it's I've always like kind of been aware of my position, type of shit. I've never.
A lot of people ain't mature enough to handle that.
You know, it's you have to be able to sort of roll with the punches, laugh at yourself, and,
Right.
and take things in stride.
Right.
And that's like, I'm still a work in progress, but it's something I try to get better with every day. You know, I'm at this point, I'm just like, I feel like I'm almost in a victory lap, just fucking enjoying
Right.
the ride. You know what I'm
But you're
saying?
gonna let that victory
Oh, it's
lap
gonna
last,
last-
man.
oh, yeah,
Make
it's gonna
that shit
last
last
for years,
forever, bro.
years.
Like Keith Sweat. You know,
You know
what I
what
mean?
I'm saying?
Definitely. Hey, man, was there a point where you saw the ebb and flow? Not even so much the ebb and flow, but the trajectory of money in battle rap switching these contracts. Like, do you look at it now and think back?
I mean,
when you started coming out of high school, late '90s, like how the fuck?
YouTube changed it all, of course.
You think-
Because
yeah.
once we were able to get AdSense,
Right.
you actually could get paid per performance.
And they chopping
I
away
came-
too. AdSense, you doing
Yeah,
too
oh yeah,
much.
it's wild.
Where's my
Absolutely.
percentage? This
For
is my
real.
yeah.
It's wild.
Fuck, it used to be us, AdSense a little bit. Now it's AdSense, and we'll give you what we want to give you.
Man.
Explain. Man, we didn't even get into that, but
it's
yeah,
a whole-
AdSense,
it's
y'all
a
need to tighten
wild
up.
universe, man. It
a
really
fact.
is. It used to be so much harder to succeed because it was literally in a winner-take-all era,
Right.
where you're really only going to get noticed by making the finals to begin
Right.
with. And even making the finals, you're not going to feel happy unless you go home with something. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like you're going from a 64-man tournament when 63 people ain't getting paid.
And you ain't
for
gonna
shit.
remember 57
You
though.
know, oh no.
Especially if you didn't make it in a magazine.
Yeah.
Where are the magazines?
It's wild.
I see
bro.
little Nicky out here from allhiphop.com.
Yep.
I see the same 3 or 4 people representing magazines since you don't see them, paperback anymore. Like
real.
they used to be like dictate the way we think. Like,
Yeah.
who are these people? And
Yeah.
shit. But now
The digital industry.
the digital
is-
ain't nobody even looking at the magazines no
Nah,
more,
it's
man.
crazy, man. Yeah, now the magazine is a website. and
We're the
it's-
magazines
yeah,
right now.
you
You know what I
know?
mean? It's a fact.
It's so wild, man.
I gotta ask you one more question, man. As far as making music, is it easier for you now? Not you, but is it easier for? I ain't even talking about battle rappers. This underground MCs, period, to slide in
I think so.
to the music industry. Could you
think
explain how?
I mean, I think we're in an era where lyricism is being embraced again to begin
It
with.
is.
We
It
have
is.
a really good wave of dope lyricists that are like, that were initially underground artists that are now sort of infiltrating the mainstream and whatnot.
There's ways they can go about getting monetized on their own without all the.
And now that people are able to create independently, that's the game changer. You know what I'm saying? You no longer need the machine behind you, so to speak. The SoundCloud rappers are becoming famous overnight type of shit. You know, it's insane. It's just the day and age that makes it easier. Because,
I agree.
You know,
But it's a big question I'm gonna ask you. You being an MC, me being a turntablist. Are we doing our job now more, or did we do it in the past more? Are we helping y'all, or do you like?
good question. I mean, I still feel like
Because I still feel like a lot of DJs are still going the mainstream route. I'm still playing playlist type shit. You ain't got nobody over, program direct. You play what you want,
Yeah.
but you still play the same old people, the same old shit.
Yeah.
I got a battle rap music radio show.
work.
Just about.
That's dope.
But it's not a new idea.
That's super
Just
dope.
motherfuckers they ain't stayed to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of underground DJs need to do it, and battle DJs that do make mixtapes. It ain't just you beat juggling on a 120-minute tape. Like, come on down to earth, join in. Let's get back to where it was when Scribble Jam was there,
Facts.
and let's look out for each other.
Yeah,
y'all the
100%.
forgotten ones,
Yeah, pretty much.
but y'all making the money.
I mean, there's everybody's found like a lane to where they can do it. It's like you can I remember the goal used to be as like starting off as battlers, it was like use the battle shit to catapult into your music. Okay. And now you can sort of treat each one as its own sort of stream and balance.
Right. You
It's-
use your brand to push either one at any time, type thing. So, but you should answer my question.
I mean,
Are we doing our job?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I know I'm still working just as hard, like writing and whatnot. I don't feel any less motivated to want to put out like
No, you're doing your job.
thought-provoking content,
Are the DJs
you know?
doing our job pushing y'all battle rappers or underground MCs?
I mean,
Did we kind of like leave it alone because y'all doing
no,
it yourself?
I think
or-
DJs are still doing it, just probably not like
I think
the
the
majority.
international DJs doing better. You know what? I posed the question more. I think the American DJs not doing enough, but the international DJs is rocking that shit.
Word.
Yeah,
Word.
with they podcasts and and they different shows. I'm listening to them like, how y'all know about
It
this?
feels like DJing in general is like bigger in Europe too.
It's
kinda wild.
huge, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
huge.
a trip.
Yeah, but yeah. At some point we going bond it back together and get all these elements back together in one spot. But you got to be proud of battle rap.
Man, it's incredible, bro. Seeing like where we are today compared to when I was just a kid in high school, you never could have made me believe like that shit was gonna pan out the way it did.
It did, bro. It's a beautiful thing, man. How long do you think this thing could last, man? Could it roll as long as the hip hop culture lasts?
That's kind of what I think.
Yeah.
As long as people stay interested in wanting to keep it cutting edge and wanting to push the envelope of lyricism.
What can push the envelope? What can keep it cutting edge?
I mean, it's really just about pushing the new creative guys, making sure to. You got to give the.
Nobody your age ever says that.
You got.
They think it's something.
Yeah, but you got to do it. You got to give the new wave a look. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Mandatory.
What is since we on the age thing? Let's be honest. Every decade, the age of a battle rapper, the age of an MC, period, has pushed up 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Example. We started listening around 78, 79. We was in between 8 and 10 years old.
Yeah.
We was just listening to records. None of us was rapping. Then when we realized, I'm from Philly in Jersey originally, when we realized that, damn, this is a real thing, the B-boys is doing it, the turntables, before we was turntables, is this cats playing around on the record player. Yeah. This is a culture.
Yep.
This around 80, 81. Then you had to pick what you're going to do. Are you a rapper?
Yeah, picking elements.
Are you popping? Then breaking comes up.
I was a graph writer before.
You was a graph writer?
Yeah, before I did anything.
Then finally, we got it all together. You know what I mean? Then you pick a lane. Then after a while, maybe about mid-80s, you see that the MCs are young. Yeah. Even the MCs on the radio, LL and all them, Kane, they was all in high school. Yeah. Everyone was a teenager. Yeah. 90s, the acceptable age for
became like 30-ish.
Yeah, I'm saying about
just
20s,
under.
DOS effects and all them.
Yeah, true.
You know, Ice Cube in them 20s.
Yeah.
Then something happened around early 2000, like you say. Now the age is 30.
Yeah.
Now you look like whoever's selling records is like 40.
And 50.
And 50. It's like because they stayed in it, you think?
Bro, yeah, that shit's
I say all that to say this. What happened to the teenagers holding it down? Like,
they still exist. They're just not getting the same push. Yeah.
You said it, but I brought it all the way back around. Like, I don't feel like the older MCs is
100% true.
Is it their job?
No, not entirely, but partially.
Give them some light.
If we want to see the culture remain in a good place, it's partially our job to give them some light, at least to a degree.
They might be more
I've always, battle-wise, I've never shied away from. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody, an up-and-comer wants a battle, we can make it work. As long, we can always make it work.
You think the older heads are not showing them the ropes financially and everything? You think they're not like purposely like? We're not gonna let them grow.
I think a lot of it is like no one showed us, so y'all gotta figure. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because but
there wasn't no rules there. We was all trying to figure out.
I'm entirely self-taught. I mean, like my good friends who are more new to the culture.
Right.
I try to give them as much positive insight.
Okay, that's
that
what's
I
up.
can, you know what I'm saying? Like Frack, guys like that.
Right.
Homies that I talk to regularly. Whenever they have a situation present itself, I try to like find out as many details I can because there's. I mean, I'm going to look out for friends all the time. I don't want people to make the same mistakes I did, especially early on, you know? And especially when we know there's value in what we do.
You feel like the material is more intellectual the older the MCs are because...
I think it's just in general the more battle rap evolves. Because you have some of these young guys that are wildly smart. And it's really because of... like a lot. It's partially is they're sharp to begin with, but then their influences are... the elite of the, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I didn't have the advantage of coming up listening to a twerk or a MIDI as an influence.
Right.
Like they existed after I was already sort of here. Like they inspired the fuck out of me to this day. But when I was first coming up, I didn't have that level of technical. You know what I'm saying?
You was in a period where y'all was all figuring out at the same time, so there was no wrong
footing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like bad skills and more finesse. Like this is how you do it.
Exactly.
They was just doing what they was doing.
Exactly.
They look at y'all like y'all took it to the next level. I just don't never want y'all to be the forgotten level, that 96
I don't think it ever will
2005. I don't think it will be because y'all stayed in it.
Yeah, exactly.
If all of y'all disappeared, nobody would have remembered most of y'all.
I got too much love for it, man.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I really appreciate my man Thesaurus on Light Skin Television. Finally, my man, definitely keep in touch, man. We're gonna be looking for you. I'm assuming you're gonna be back on this platform. You ain't gonna be no one round and you roll down.
That's the plan, you know.
And I'm assuming you're not gonna retire before 50 because we're not having that shit. My brother, my brother.
Too much to do.
Appreciate you, brother. Thesaurus on Light Skin Television, and we out. Oh, social media?
Thesaurus wins everywhere. Thesaurus831 on Twitter, but everything else, Thesaurus wins. Really
Just like that. Y'all can't spell thesaurus, you need to buy a thesaurus.
Facts.
Peace.